I can't discuss this now. Driving while Facebooking is unsafe. These few words were the last anyone ever heard from 18-year-old college student Taylor Sawyer. Taylor was on her way home from college one weekend going about 80 miles per hour on her 4-hour drive home when she collided with a semi-truck going about 15 miles per hour up a hill. Taylor was killed instantly. When the police were looking into her case, they discovered that Taylor was sending texts back and forth every 90 seconds while she was driving, and they also found that she showed no signs of braking at the point of impact. Taylor was so wrapped up in her phone that she didn't even realize that the truck was coming. Unfortunately, Taylor's story is not uncommon. There are horrific accidents like this happening all over the country to teens every single day. According to Center of Diseases Control and Prevention.gov, in 2014, 2,270 teens in the United States ages 16 to 19 were killed, and 212,313 were treated in emergency departments for injuries suffered in motor vehicle accidents. That means that 16s ages 16 to 19 died every single day that year from motor accidents. Almost every teen that I know uses their phone while they're driving. I'm perfectly guilty. I often find myself using my phone to switch the song that's playing, to shoot a quick text, or even to take a picture to Snapchat to some of my friends. I know it's wrong while I'm doing it, and I know that things have happened to kids that do it, but I still do it, and I know there are teens out there just like me that still do it. We are so easily distracted by this technology, and Taylor did not think of it as she was posting and driving either. Any one of us could just as easily become a statistic and a warning story just like her. TextingAndDrivingSafety.com states that 77% of young adult drivers admitted that they felt comfortable or somewhat comfortable texting and driving, and 55% of young adult drivers stated that they thought that it was easy to text and drive. This website also states that these young adult drivers spend 10% of their driving time not in their lane. That means 10% of the time that they are getting from point A to point B, if they're texting, they risk people's lives and theirs 10% of the time that they're driving. Teens often do not think of these things while they're doing it, and they don't think of the consequences that their actions can bring. But texting while driving has easily taken drunk driving's spot as the #1 killer of teens, according to a study by Cohen's Children's Medical Center. With these numbers only growing, we have to do something to address the problem and to fix it. There are so many ways to spread awareness to begin to fix the problem, and it all begins with you and your role as a driver. You can begin by turning your phone off or turning it on silent, putting it somewhere where you can't see it and where it won't distract you, and don't use it until you get to where you're going. No text or song or anything is worth your life or anyone else's. You can also do your part as a passenger. If the person that you're riding with reaches down to use their phone, offer to do whatever they need for them, and remind them of the dangers that texting and driving can really bring, and then hopefully next time they reach down to get their phone while they're driving, they'll remember what you told them and they'll put it up. And then they can spread that to everyone else that they ride with. You can also spread awareness to students throughout your school. It may seem like the texting and driving campaign is really overdone, but honestly, I don't think that schools do enough. At a school convention that I attended about 2 months ago, I heard a woman speak about safe driving from a program called Think First. This may sound like just an ordinary speaker standing on a stage spitting out facts and statistics about safe driving at us, but really it wasn't this way. The woman speaking to us was actually a victim of a distracted driving accident. She was unable to actually stand in front of us, and she gave her speech from a wheelchair. I have heard safe driving seminars and I've seen mock accidents, but none of it really resonated with me like the woman from Think First. I think actually seeing someone who has been through it and hearing her story from her point of view really just set in, and it showed me that this is a serious problem and there are consequences for things that happen on the road. And even if you're the one that's texting, you might not be the one that gets hurt. You could hurt someone else that is driving on the road. This organization speaks to schools all around Missouri, and so spread awareness to your school and schedule a visit with them. We can all do our parts for ourselves, our friends, and our peers, and to begin to decrease the amount of fatal driving accidents. So go out and do your part. Don't become just another statistic.